Bookends, a memoir of love, loss, and literature by Zibby Owens, performed by me, Zibby Owens. I just met the most adorable girl, and I know you two are going to be friends. My mom clasped her hands together in excitement. It was move-in day, and we were starting the process of lugging boxes out of the station wagon up to my dorm room. Oh, please, come on, Mom, I said. Let me make my own friends. Are you just in there talking to strangers? But my mother was right. I walked through the giant archway and onto the massive freshman quad called Old Campus. There was Stacy in a white t-shirt, gray shorts, and Nikes, her hair puffy and curly. Hi, I'm Stacy, she said, her eyes shining. I hear you met my mom, I said. She laughed. Yep, mine already left. Need help with your bags? I'd had visions of creating a whole new identity for myself, falling madly in love, like in Love Story by Eric Siegel. Who knew the real love of my life would appear like this on day one? Stacy helped my dad, my mom, my younger brother Teddy, and me pull the containers, suitcases, and boxes across campus and upstairs. She was outgoing, with a huge smile, confidence, and a magnetic sense of who she was. She was taller than me, with an athletic build from rowing, and, as she would say, pretty awesome legs. Stace had a mass of curly brown hair that had a life of its own. Later, she'd end up spending hours getting it professionally straightened, blow-drying it, tending to it as if it were a small pet. She loved her perky boobs, and later, when we were living together, often walked around half naked with no self-consciousness. Her pale skin, searing blue eyes, straight nose, and wide smile gave her a 1950s glamour girl elegance, not a traditional beauty, and yet a knockout. She truly commanded a room when she entered it. Everyone was drawn to her bright light, energy, and effusive personality, the mischievous twinkle in her eye that dared us to follow her. I was hooked. Back then, I felt the exact opposite way about myself. I hated my body, hated that I always had to be so careful about what I ate, hated that my physique, while athletic and strong, seemed shaped for childbearing as soon as I turned 10 years old. I could have been cast as an extra in Fiddler on the Roof, but I did not look like the other students partying at Naples Pizza, the local beer and pizza place at Yale. My curvy body, although never significantly overweight, had also made me feel different from the long, lean girls I grew up with at my all-girls private school on the East River of Manhattan. Developing early had mortified me. My mother had taken me to the lingerie floor of Bergdorf Goodman, a swanky department store on Fifth Avenue, for my first bra. At age 10, I'd hidden between the silk nightgowns and robes on a nearby clothing rack as she asked for help. I was always covering up. Modest. Years later, when I tried out to be a walk-on to the Yale women's lacrosse team, I took one look at the communal shower setup and quit. Stacy was off to crew practice the first day I met her. She'd been recruited from Andover, a top New England boarding school, so was used to dorm life. She ate with her team after practice. Meanwhile, I was so homesick that after a few weeks, I started sneaking back to Manhattan. I called home late one afternoon, sitting alone at my desk in a tiny dorm room on the 5th floor of a lonely stone tower, the damp New Haven air chilling me to the bone. I was reading Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time in my literature class and dreaming of madeleines, which made me miss my mother's chocolate chip brownies. Stacy was busy. I was too embarrassed to walk across the entire campus, up to Davenport, my residential college, and the dining room I was assigned to eat in. Who would I sit with? All Yale freshmen lived together on a quad called Old Campus, but we would split off for dinner to go to one of the 12 residential colleges to which we were assigned and where we would live during sophomore year.